So how did the polls get it so wrong, right? I mean, that's one of the biggest conversations people are having over their coffee this morning. Tom Bevan, executive editor of Real Clear Politics, joins us now. And Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I mean, like many of us and many people out there, I check Real Clear Politics every morning. And you go through the numbers of polls, and there were two that were always pro-Trump. You had the Investors Business Daily and the LA Times. And most pollsters said, oh, you got to throw those out. Those are just anomalies in this poll. How did this happen?
Well, actually, I mean, everyone's running to say that the polls were terribly, terribly wrong. That's not actually true. I mean, if you look at Hillary Clinton's going to win the popular vote. That's what the polls said. In our final Real Clear Politics four-way average, she was ahead by 3.2%. She's going to probably end up with roughly a 1 percentage point popular vote victory. That's a variation of only 2.2%. That's actually less than what we had in 2012.
Tom, I mean, everybody who looked at these numbers over the course of the last couple of weeks, and we ran it every possible way, given the states, given how things were coming in, and it looked like there was no way he was going to win.
I think that's part of that. The reason for that is that's because that's how people frame the race. Again, look at our Real Clear Politics final averages. Our final map was 272 Clinton, 266 Trump. Trump was ahead in Florida. He was ahead in North Carolina.
And what time did the final map come through?
Monday night, I think, Tuesday morning. I mean, it was before any of the votes were taken. But the evidence was there that something like this could happen. There were polls that showed him ahead in Florida, in North Carolina, in New Hampshire.
Yeah. I mean, it's phenomenal.
To your point, though, a lot of these states that were razor tight, they were all within the margin of error.
That's right.
Even in the final analysis, they are within the margin of error. If you look at Florida, North Carolina,
I mean, even
was Ohio or not?
Even Pennsylvania was 1.9 percentage points in our final average.
But the point is, he wasn't winning in any of them. I mean, that's the thing that kept coming back to us as we ran these numbers, because we could all sense that there was something really incredible going on out there. You look at these rallies, so then you put that against the numbers and say, yeah, but it's just not adding up. It doesn't look like it's adding up. And, you know, even with the exit polls, when we got those early yesterday, or yesterday afternoon, it looked like she was going to win by about 3%, which lined up pretty much with what we were seeing in most of the polls out there.
But the exit polls were bad, and they are notoriously bad. I mean, even in 2004. So, look, I think what we saw happen is what materialized is Clinton underperformed among certain groups that she needed to bring home. Didn't happen. One of the most interesting things, you look at the exit polls, Trump had got 90% of Republicans. Clinton got 89% of Democrats. So Republicans really came home to him in the end. He also won over 9% of Democrats, where she won over only 7% of Republicans, and he won the independent vote by 5 percentage points. So, look, it was a confluence of factors. She underperformed among certain groups, and he overperformed.
He was down 6 points only among white women? Is that what the final tally showed?
Well, the gender gap is 24 points. I mean, it's the biggest gender gap that we have ever seen in an election, right?
I think that's right.
24 points spread.
Yeah, and look, he actually did pretty well.
That's the point.
With college-educated.
Better than they thought.
Better than they thought.
Yeah,
and that was one of the sort of sticking points for him in some of these suburban areas in some of these battleground states. So.